How's it going, everybody? My name is Parallax Abstraction, and welcome to Retro Flashforward, showcasing gaming's roots in the current generation. So, I got wind of this game the other day. It just kind of appeared on Steam, like a lot of my Retro Flashforward titles have. Kind of dropped without a lot of fanfare. But it has some really interesting elements to it that harken back to some very fondly remembered games from my past and many others as well. And I was like, yeah, this is something we should definitely take a look at. So, we are taking a look at Iron Fisticle, which just came out. It's on Steam right now, so this is on the PC. And, well, this is an interesting game. It's a mix of, I would say, Smash TV meets maybe a little bit of Gauntlet, and it has actually some roguelike elements to it. So, what do I mean by roguelike? This is a game where if you die, you basically start all over, but it's not quite that punishing. There's some elements of this game, some things you can pick up that carry over to subsequent playthroughs and all sorts of other stuff like that. And it's really, really neat. So I thought I'd show it to you guys here. So I've played this just a little bit, about half an hour. So I've gone up a couple of levels, but we're still going to be starting from the beginning here. So it is 2 players, which is pretty cool. Local only, sadly. There is no online play for this. And if you have completed a sort of floor or a major section of the game, you can start past that if you want. I have actually not done that yet. I've gotten to the boss, I haven't beat him. So we're going to be starting on floor 1. So it's just me, obviously. This is the story, if there is one. I don't really know what it is or what it involves, but basically there's these 2 guards, they're on a wall, they fall asleep, guarding a bunch of fruit, I guess, and a big turnip, and this alien shows up, takes it all, and then they're like, oh crap, we're going into this alternate dimension, damn it, give us back our turnip. Sir, you don't play these games for story, I mean, come on. So here we are. So this is floor 1. So you see here that it gives you a little map layout. So much like Smash TV, you can go to different rooms in different orders. And when you get past the first room, more things will show up here that gives you a little bit of an idea of how to pick your route. And in the bottom left there is the boss. So you got to clear him out. So here we go. Now when I say Smash TV, yeah, this is a lot of Smash TV. So I have talked about that game in the past, and the basic idea of Smash TV is that you enter a room, there's a whole bunch of dudes in it, you have to clear out all those dudes, you get to pick up a whole bunch of power-ups and little score elements throughout the room, and then when the room is empty, the doors open, and you move on to a different part of the level, and you can approach the level in many different ways. And how you do that will determine some of the bonuses and other opportunities that come your way. That's what this is in a lot of different ways. You definitely have... there's a little bit more to it in terms of the fact that there are statistics and persistence to items and things like that. And as you can see in the upper right there, my character does have statistics. Things like running speed and attack speed and other things like that. And you can get different weapons as well that have limited uses. So, and as basically as you progress by killing enemies and whatnot, you can level up. So you see that little meter in the middle there that has the number that's actually going down. So that's the amount of experience that I need to progress forward. And as you see, it looks like a large number, but it starts to add up pretty fast. And basically, yeah, you kill a bunch of things, they drop things, you try to pick up as many of them as you can. And you try to get to the end. So here we go. This is a really cool weapon, actually. It's like a flamethrower thing that I picked up. But as you can see there in the upper right, it's on a timer. Your default weapon is okay, this sort of axe thing. It's fairly powerful, but it's also very slow, which is kind of a bummer. So generally picking up other weapons, in my experience, has been a good thing. You can pick up health. A lot of more traditional roguelike games don't tend to hand out health a lot. Okay, so here we go. So I leveled, so I got a little bit of increased health capacity. This game is reasonably nice with health. So you saw a little thing there as well where it said to hurry up. So there's an interesting time element to this. So if you don't clear out a level within a certain amount of time, it will start spawning in these guys. And this is where the really interesting greed element that was persistent in games like Smash TV comes into play. Because as you can see there in the upper right, there is a score element in this game, which is awesome. That makes me really happy because, yeah, I love games with score in them, especially well-designed scoring systems, which this has. And as you can see, these guys are not impossible to kill, but they are very, very tough. And this is a bonus stage that I hit here, so we'll talk about this in a second. But yeah, those tough enemies will come in and spawn in greater quantities the longer you hang around in a level past when it wants you to. And if you can't take them out, if you do stick around and take them out, you can get some really, really big bonuses. But it is really, really tough, and it will get very nasty very fast. So you got to kind of play your need for score versus your need for survival. Now, when you cross into certain rooms as well, you will unlock bonus stages, which are these little platforming... Okay, we'll talk about Magical Gauntlet shortly, too. That's actually the first one of those I finished. Those platforming stages can get really, really tough. And yeah, they're bonus stages. If you die in them, it's not game over in those areas. That's just an opportunity to get some extra power-ups and some extra points. And if you fail it, you just don't get those. So bonus stages are not the end of the world if you don't succeed at them. But you saw there that it said I picked up a Magical Gauntlet. And you may be wondering what the heck is an Iron Fisticle, as the title of this game implies. Well, it is this. Yeah, so Smash TV kind of had stuff like that, but not really to this degree. So it's basically a major screen clearing event. It's good against bosses and just against larger hordes of enemies. So you see I picked up another item there that gives me sort of a flaming trail behind me, which is really good if you can get enemies to follow you into that. Yeah, there's... Whoops. Let's move through here. Alright, here we go. And you see here as well, I picked up a map at some point as well, so it's actually telling me here what happens. So you see those little dots. So if you cross between two rooms that has a green dot in them, you'll get one of those bonus stages that I encountered. And if you cross one of the yellow dots, which you have to do, as you can see, to get to the boss, you will get a shop, which is another thing that Smash TV didn't have. But it's very key here because it allows you to spend money on some upgrades that I believe are permanent between playthroughs, that it can be very critical in taking out the boss. And as you see here, this level, which has changed quite a bit from the ones that we were in, you'll see all these coins dropping, and these coins obviously are the currency of the world. This is how you buy stuff from the shop. So we're going to show you that pretty soon. And yeah, so the Iron Fisticle is basically your special move. It's good if you get yourself caught in a large group, or it's also very good against the boss, but you have a limited number of them. So you have to use them wisely. You can't just go spamming it everywhere. And it's very, very critical to make use of those. There were special moves in Smash TV, but they didn't really work the same way that they work in a game like this. And as you can see, the game does hand out health a little bit. Roguelikes are traditionally very stingy on health. I think I said that already. But yeah, this is definitely much better with that. Uh-oh. Now you see I screwed around too long talking to you guys, and now I'm kind of really screwed here. So we gotta get down here, grab the key, and here we go. And now here's the boss. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of health, so yeah, so you see this is a golden upgrade. The green upgrades only apply to your character, like green like this, for example. Only applies in your current run. So when you die, any green power-ups you got are gone. Gold power-ups, which I'm going to grab that one now, are permanent. So that will stick with me in subsequent playthroughs. And that's how this game differs a little bit from a roguelike, because a lot of roguelikes, any power-ups you got were gone. When you died, that was it. You started the game from scratch one. So we got the boss here. Now, I haven't actually beaten this guy yet, so we're going to see if we can pull this off. It's really tough with this weapon, because you can see he's this crazy eye thing, and you got to either get through his barrier or take it out in order to hit him. Ah, there we go. There's a rapid-firing weapon. These are my favorite. And health. I love health. I love to live. Yes, indeedy. And you can also use your Iron Fisticles near him, which don't do as much damage to the boss as you might think, which is kind of cool. It's nice that it's there, and it's nice to get that extra hit of damage when you need it, but it is definitely not a be-all, end-all. Like, it's not like in some other games where 2 or 3 uses of your special move and you're going to take the guy out. So if you wanna, you know, save all your Iron Fisticle power-ups until you get to the boss in the hope of just spamming it really quick and taking him out, it may not be quite as dead simple as you are hoping it will be. And I like that. It keeps things challenging. Okay, I'm gonna flame this guy if I can get near him. Oh, we got him. We got him. I only got 1 health. Aha! There we go. And as you see, you get a whole whack of points and a whole whack of power-ups, just like in Smash TV. I level up again. I got another temporary power-up. The stairs down have opened. We're going to stack all this stuff up, and away we go. This is somewhere I've never been before, so this ought to be interesting. Fortunately, I spent all my money, so can't buy nothing. So floor 2, as you can see, bigger floor. And because I haven't picked up a map yet, I don't know where the bonus rooms and stores are. So until you do that, you're sort of left to chance on it. And there's different enemies and different level layouts, environmental hazards, things like that. So as you would expect, this is definitely going to get harder going forward. And at least based on my experience so far, that's kind of the core idea with this game. It's a simple concept, but it's definitely challenging, and it rewards replay because, as you can see, there is a score attack element to it. There are leaderboards in this game, online leaderboards. Unfortunately, as is common with a lot of PC games, some scumbags have been using something like Cheat Engine or one of these other utilities to basically game the scoring system. And are the guys at the top couple guys on the leaderboards have like 1 billion points each, like something that is probably literally not attainable in the game, like regardless of your skill level. Basically guys who are cheating scumbags and like to ruin things for everybody else. That's fairly common, but you can just ignore those and not really consider them when you're, you know, considering your points here. So you can see also that I'm actually not sure what those skull rooms are. As you can see to ahead, there's a graveyard, sort of a grave marker, and I've seen that room. That's sort of a room with a different objective for how you can get out of it. So I'm going to try to head that way and show that to you guys. Yeah, the thing that I really love about this is we've had a reasonable share of twin-stick shooters over the years, but we have not really had any really good Smash TV alikes. Games that play and operate a lot like Smash TV. And that's exactly what this is. Ooh, gold armor. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. And that's what I really like about this. It is Smash TV through and through. Like, the core gameplay method of this game is friggin' Smash TV, which right off the bat, I'm like, honestly, if this guy had just made a clone of Smash TV and gave it a different name, I'd have been like, that's perfect, here's my money. But they actually made this a little bit, they put a bit of a different spin on it. They added some RPG elements to it. That's why I say it's a little bit like Gauntlet. It isn't a lot, but it is a little bit like Gauntlet, just in that they did add some, you know what, screw you guys. They did add some RPG elements to it, which are a little neat. They added some roguelike stuff where there's, you know, it's not a game where, it's a game where you often do have to start over, but some elements of persistence do carry over. So kind of like a game like Rogue Legacy or something like that, if you're familiar with that. It makes it easier to figure out and move forward, and move forward and power up a little bit more each time. So it doesn't always feel like a struggle every time you begin again. If I had a complaint about it, I would say that the controls in this platforming are a little weird. It feels a little stiff. The jumping doesn't feel very accurate, and that's probably by design. They probably do want you to. I mean, they are supposed to be hard, right? They're challenge levels, and they don't end your game when you fail out of them. So they probably want that to be a little challenging. I get that, but it does control very differently, and it does get a little bit frustrating. I've had a few times when I've died in those going, really? I don't think that was my fault, but minor complaint at worst. It's not really that big a deal. And yeah, I'm gonna say it, having 2-player online would have been very nice. I know this game was developed by like 2 people, and it didn't have a lot of money. Apparently, based on what I've read on their website, this was developed by 2 people who also work full-time during the day, so it was really a side project for them. Ooh, this guy teleports. And I understand writing, net code for a game is not a small endeavor, and for something that's just 2-player, it's a lot of work and a lot of money for something that probably didn't make a lot of real business sense. But nonetheless, being able to play this online with some of my friends would have been a lot more fun, because I just, I don't tend to have people over here to play games very often, and this is a PC game as well. So if this came out on the PS4 or something like that, it would definitely be a little easier to have a more ideal environment to play. Throwing hammer, eh? It would have been good to have a bit more of an ideal environment in that case to play local co-op. But it would be online play would be really nice. But I also understand why it's not here. But I've really enjoyed what I've been playing so far. This game is... Ooh, this bounces around. Oh, this is neat. Ooh, I like this. It's a good game. It's a modern-day Smash TV. I really like... The music's a little flat, but I like it. So this is the graveyard. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. Different objectives. Search the urns. So enemies will not give you the key to get out. You have to find it in one of the urns. And some of the urns will blow up. So you got to be careful when you take them out, but the ones that don't also drop a ton of money, and that's the advantage of this level, is you get a ton of money. You can buy some... Whoops, that was an explodey thing, and I knew that. You get a ton of money. It makes it real easy to, buy a lot of stuff to make taking on the boss simpler, which is always nice. The game is actually being reasonably okay with health this time, which I really appreciate. Thank you, game. And I really like what they did with it. The music is a little flat. I think the art looks really nice. It sort of pops. It's colorful. It's simple. It's pixel art that they were going for, but it looks nice. I like the color scheme. I like the art style. Yeah, the music is a little so-so. It's not... it's nice sort of 16-bit chiptune type stuff. It's good. It's just not the most interesting I've heard, but but I enjoy it nonetheless. And yeah, this is a good, challenging Twitch game that has the best parts of Smash TV in it, and it has that really good greed-based scoring system that I love. It's I love that from arcades. We don't see a lot of that anymore. And it's really nice to see it done in there, even if some scumbags are kind of wrecking the leaderboards for everybody else. Aw, I got really far in that considering I'm recording. 222,000 is a pretty wicked score. So there you can see there the top two guys. Those guys are obviously cheating. The guys below them probably aren't. They're probably just that good. But yeah, but you can just ignore the top two pretty much right there. So 536th worldwide, that's not bad. 222,000, yeah, it was doing okay. So now that I've done that, as you can see, we can start at the second floor. So let's just take a look. And as you can see, the floor layouts do change a little bit. I wouldn't go so far as to say this is like a crazy procedurally generated thing like Diablo 2 or one of those games where every level is substantially different. The layouts are a little different, which is nice, but it's also not... it's not that different, but I like the fact that it does change things up. You're not just playing the same thing every time, which would make it pretty easy to sort of memorize the layout and game the system. I also really like, this is something they didn't do in Smash TV, I do like the fact that for the loot there is a combo system. So as you can see there, now it says it's saying 100 times 8. So if you pick up stuff in a row without getting hit, like I just did, the multiplier will go up. It will start at 1 and work its way up to 8. So if you can get further along without damaging yourself, you can further blast up your score that way, which I really like. There's the map. And there's the flaming shoes. Flaming shoes seem like a good idea, but at least based on my experience thus far, they haven't been as helpful as I would have hoped. Gotcha. There's also those letters you can pick up. I actually don't know what those do. I'm sure it's something good. They usually always are. So I'm trying to pick them up, but I'm actually not sure what they do yet. But yeah, this is really cool. This game just launched. It normally launches for, I believe its normal selling price is $10. It was cheaper. I want to say it's $8 right now in its launch week when this video goes up. And I actually had a random Steam coupon appear in my library that gave me another 25% off. So I got this game for $6 freaking, which is crazy. I don't know how I got that coupon. It didn't say it was for like owning another game or something like that. So I have no idea how I got it, but you may have a coupon for it too. They may have just handed them out to a bunch of random people. I don't know. But it's for $10, especially if you got someone to play it with. I think co-op is where this game would really shine. even more so than it does now, but it's great single player, and especially if you've got a friend to play with. I mean, $10 is a steal for this. I think this is really good. Even if it only has like 4 or 5 floors, you could easily get a few hours of fun out of it. And if you like Smash TV as much as I do, then this is pretty much the best thing we've got as a modern spiritual successor to that. And what it adds is really compelling and is really well executed. They didn't just smack on additional, you know, crappy... Oh, here's one of those skull rooms. The catacombs. Okay, doesn't look like I have an objective here. It's just a different kind of room with different, tougher enemies. So, that's cool. I like that. Oh, and they charge at you. Ooh, that's cruddy. But, yeah, I really like this. They took the Smash TV formula, they put some modern twists on it, and they not only didn't screw it up, they did really cool things. I really think this is a lot of fun, and if you like twin stick stuff, and especially Smash TV, I think you're going to absolutely love this. If you're not into that stuff, then nothing here is probably going to change your mind. But roguelikes are very popular right now, and there's definitely some of that in here, so... I really enjoyed it, and what the elements it takes from retro roots, exceptionally well done. These guys clearly knew how to mimic that formula well, and as someone who really wishes we had more Smash TV, I am extremely glad that this is out there, and it was money well spent. So yeah, that is Iron Fisticle, developed by Confused Pelican, which is one of the more interesting dev names I've heard lately, and published by Curve Digital. It is currently on Steam. During launch week, it is on sale, so if this floats your boat, you might want to pick it up sooner rather than later. I can only imagine that this is going to be on consoles at some point. It seems like a very good fit for that, so hopefully we'll see it in some more places, because this would be a great game on the couch too. And, oh yes, I had a secondary ability there I forgot to mention, that little dash thing. But yeah, you like twin sticks, you like Smash TV, you like roguelikes, you'll like this, I think. I definitely recommend checking it out. My name has been Parallax Abstraction. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out a great deal. And I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.